Start off with just how you feel after today's round where you left yourself.
It was frustrating. Felt like I hit the ball pretty well for the most part. I mean, left myself a lot of good looks, a lot of good spots. It just didn't really make anything. Didn't capitalize on any of the par fives. Was in perfect position on, was it five? The first par five. Was in great position on 15 and missed a short one there. And then the last one, the ball literally hangs on the edge, high side. Wind's even going that direction. I'm sitting there going, this has to fall, and it just hung there. But I mean, the game feels good. It's just the number's not producing, and that very easily should have been a 4 or 5, 600 par round, and I shoot 1 under par, and I guess I could say it's kind of one of my better first rounds I've had in a while. I'm usually having to play a huge catch up, so the good thing is the swing feels good, and around here, I mean, you have to hit the ball well. I think I missed 2 fairways today. I missed the 18th, and then I missed, 14. And besides that, I mean, I was playing for the fairway. And when you do that around here, you can score and you can attack this golf course. But I just need the putter to wake up and kind of get a little hot. A lot of burned edges and just a lot of missed putts. I mean, I made a couple, just like 6, 7 footers for par. I mean, I think I made 2 of those, and I made a 9-footer and 11-footer for birdie. But besides that, it was just blank.
In a broader context with the Ryder Cup, do you feel like with the way things are that you need to, I mean, if not win, at least you need to be right up there and kind of in a way that sort of like Brooks did to have a chance? I'm sure you want to be there.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing I can do on that is just go out and play well this week, and go out, have a chance hopefully to win the tournament on Sunday, and put myself in that position where they have to think about it. But that's the thing. I mean, playing good golf takes care of everything, right? It takes care of these events, the majors. It takes care of the Ryder Cups and all that. Just going and playing your way on, but playing well. I mean, the guys that are part of LIV, of course, are behind the 8 ball on that because we only have 4 tournaments that count.
Yeah.
But all we can do is continue playing solid golf and just keep on giving your chances because winning trophies takes care of everything.
Have you had any conversations with Zach? Or?
Yeah, I talked to him the other day on the range. He came over and said hi. I mean, our conversations, even with the past captains and other players, is never really about golf. I always just ask how they're doing, how the family's doing, because really the relationships I build aren't based off of golf. It's based off of who they are as people and friendships outside of our work area.
Patrick, when you think back to Augusta, there was a lot of mystery about how the LIV players were performing the majors this year, just with how different everything was. What do you think you guys have shown with your performances, Brooks, Phil's, Bryson's?
I mean, we're the same players. The only thing is, I mean, coming into the majors, we feel like we can kind of be a little bit more rested and kind of ready to go and try to peak at the big events. I know a lot of the guys, even in the past, that was the biggest thing, is making sure that you're sharp and ready for the majors. It wasn't about every event you're playing. It's about the big 4, and I think that's the biggest thing. Is I feel like now with a little lighter schedule and everything, you're allowed to really get your game sharp and kind of mentally get ready for what you're up against at these majors, because that's what it is. I mean, it's not only do you have to be on physically, but mentally it takes so much out of you every single shot, because I mean, it tests every aspect of your golf game, and you have to be on every one of them.
How have you found it for you specifically? I mean, you usually play more tournaments than everyone else.
It's been an adjustment, especially early on in the year. Having that long of an off season, but it was great. And I got to spend a lot of time with family. Got to watch the 2 little ones, grow up a little bit, and was able to be there and be dad, not just always being home for a short week and I'm being able to see them for a little bit, but I'm still grinding and trying to get ready for the next event. I can actually do the things with them, go on vacations, go to their school plays and sporting events, things like that, other than just being there, beating balls, see them at night, saying hi, and that's about it.
How'd you spend last week?
Last week was awesome. Last week, actually, we stayed over here in Windsor Wells. My daughter, we said once she turned 9, she can fly overseas with us, and she's a little romantic. She's like, "Oh, Daddy, I want to go to Paris. I want to go here, go there," and we were going to go to Paris, but with everything that was going on, we decided just to stay in London for an extra week. And so we went to Wimbledon on Monday. That was my first time as well, and she absolutely loved it. And and then we just did a lot of sightseeing and did the whole touristy thing with her, and just I played golf 2 of the days and practiced one day and just literally just was being a dad, was showing her around everywhere, just having a good time.
Where'd you play?
Played at Queenwood and St. George's Hill.
Patrick, the 17th. It's been a topic of conversation this week, and what's kind of your mindset going into it today? You know, you bogeyed it.
Yeah.
You did well to actually come out before. But what's your assessment of that, and what was your mindset going into the hole?
Oh, I mean, really, I just looked at kind of where the wind direction was, and it was 129 flag after the uphill, and I was thinking it's probably playing about 140, 142. So I was just kind of hit a 142 yard shot just left of the flag, and I hit the club and hit it how hard I thought I needed to, and it literally landed a yard short of being on top. And so it's just one of those that you just never know depending on the wind. I mean, I've played that hole now 3 times, but the first 2 times I played it, I hit flighted 7-iron. Mm-hmm. And then I also hit a gap wedge to the back half of the green. So
what did you hit today?
Today I hit a pitching wedge,
right.
And obviously it was the wrong decision. Probably needed to hit it harder than I did. But I practiced that bunker shot just because if you hit a quality iron shot and the wind gets it, that's where it's going to end up. It's not going to end up left or right. And I'm surprised it spun as much as it did. And for it to hit a good putt like that and it lip out, it's just kind of icing on the cake of how the day was on the putter.
Do you enjoy those holes, the ones that are like really tricky? This week, people like Billy Foster have called it a monstrosity, but there's other people that are really enjoying the challenge. It's sort of like the 17th at Sawgrass. It can really,
Yeah, I feel like there's a lot more creative things that people can do to par 3s to make them difficult rather than making it 300, 310. I mean, I think those are the dumbest par 3s on the planet, having those 280, 300, 310s. I mean, what's the point? I mean, drop the tee box back and you make it a par 4, right? I mean, let's be honest, you have Sawgrass 17, you have the postage stamp, you have this one. I mean, you don't need length to make a par 3 hard. All you need is a diabolical green, some hazards around some areas, and some wind, and that'll be enough to challenge the top players in the world.
Yeah. Thank you.
Patrick, Jose was saying he had a great time with you. Can you tell us a little bit about him and his game?
Yeah, Jose, it was fun, man. That guy's got some speed. He definitely stays within himself and he plays his game. He doesn't try to go outside of anything out of his comfort zone. It seems like him and his caddy had a good game plan, and I felt like they, probably didn't execute a couple of shots that he wanted to, but he was smart enough that when he got in trouble, he got himself out. He took his medicine, and that's something that this golf course, especially with how the rough is, it's not horrendous. It's just wispy. So you feel like you can get a lot more out of it than you can, and he was just very smart on when he got in trouble, getting back in play, not compounding the mistakes, and that's hard to learn that young, that early, especially as an AM, and to see him do that, and he got rewarded a lot of the times with it. On all the par 5s, I felt like he was out of position off the tee, and he birdied every one of them because he got himself back in position and was able to capitalize.
He said that one thing he learned when playing with major winners like you is like you can be aggressive in a smart way.
Right. Yeah. I mean, that's the biggest thing is it's about being, you're trying to be aggressive, but around a major, it can really bite you if you try to bite off too much. And so, I always try to pick conservative lines and be aggressive on my conservative line. And I feel like that's what I've learned, kind of, especially these in the opens. Is you're just 1 yard off left or right, the ball just kind of bounce and just go wherever. And so, you always try to play to the flat spots so that the ball kind of work towards it.
Pat, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
There you go.
You good?
I think your major exemption is up
At the end
after
of
this
this
year,
year,
to
yeah.
the Masters. How much is that on your mind, your world
Not at all.
ranking, future?
World ranking. I mean, the world ranking is a messed up system, as everyone knows. So, I don't even look at the world ranking system. But, really just go out and play well this week and, see what happens. Like I said, winning takes care of everything. You go out and win this week, that takes care of what? Is that 5-year exemption with all the majors?
And 10
Even
for
though I
this
already
one,
have,
they were
this
60.
one, then I already have Augusta. So, hopefully we can go out and play well there.
Just going back to the Ryder Cup, obviously you mentioned it earlier. Can you talk us through your thoughts and feelings when you hit your first tee shot in the Ryder Cup
Man,
many years
it's the
ago?
hardest golf shot on the planet. I'll never forget Glen Eagles. I stepped up on the first one. I was so amped and excited, getting ready to go. And then right when I walked out of the tunnel to the first tee, it's like all the oxygen got sucked out. I felt like I was so nervous. I think the hole's like, it's like a, I think 3-wood like wedge. I hit 3-wood 3-iron because I skied it. I was so nervous that I ended up tying everybody on the hole. We all made 4. So, the nerves were able to go away. But that tee shot never gets easier. Not only nerves, but you get so amped up and excited. The adrenaline's going through you. It's hard to swing within yourself on that first tee. I obviously had nerves off the first tee at Augusta on Sunday, but I never had that, like, oh my God feeling. You step up at the Ryder Cup and you have all the people looking down on you, you have country looking down on you, and you're just like, oh my gosh, here we go.
And does that feeling change home and away as well, or is it the same sort of feeling?
Oh, it's the same. You're sitting there and you know when you're away that if you hit a bad one, you're just getting absolutely heckled. And when you're at home, if you hit a bad one, you feel like you're letting down your country. So, it's one of those that it's just, you can't get off first tee fast enough. You absolutely love the feeling because you know how important it is. But, man, there's a reason why after a Ryder Cup, it takes you, weeks, if not a month, to at least recover. And it's not physically, it's mental.
At St Andrews, it was kind of sort of fever pitch at that point, and some players obviously got maybe not you, but some of the English guys got a bit of a dodgy reception, maybe a few sort of heckles. Have you sensed anything change since the merger was announced in the way between then and now?
Yeah, at St Andrews, there might have been one person that booed me all week. And besides that, the fans have been amazing, and even this week the fans have been great. I don't know how they've been for all the other guys, but they haven't changed for me, and I feel like it's because of all the support I've shown the European Tour, being that American has always come over and played and shown support even through COVID and everything. And because of that, I feel like it's not really any different. Haven't really played enough in the States. I haven't played any events other than live events in the States, so can't really speak on that. But
is it refreshing
all the
to feel
majors
like
and
that's
everything
kind of
over here.
over? Do you feel like that part's sort of gone now? Or?
Yeah, who knows? Yeah, I don't know anything about the merger. Do you?
No.
Exactly. None of us know
No more
anything.
than you,
I saw. I saw the hearing, and I saw the CNBC. First,
interview.
yeah, that's all I've seen.
Yeah.
The guys are very tight-lipped because they're still trying to figure things out, and I think that's the biggest thing. Once everything is, kind of set, then we'll start knowing more information about it. But they're being pretty quiet about it to the players, as they should be, and until everything gets all figured out, and then from there, then we'll all figure out what's going on.
Was it strange to see members of the golf world in a Senate hearing?
Yeah, very. The Dunn man, though, in his line of work, I'm pretty sure he's been in a lot of hearings, and that kind of stuff. But to sit there and think that you're going to have a hearing about a sport, about golf, it's just like, it's a little much. But, I get it. There's a lot of things they have to look at, anti-competitiveness, antitrust, what the merger is going to do for both sides, the monopolization of everything. There's so many things that, are okay but aren't okay. And so, governments obviously are going to check it out and make sure it's the right thing to do. But, I try to stay out of all that kind of stuff and all the politics or everything. My job is to go out there and play great golf and entertain the people and the fans and, go out and make a living for my family.
Did you watch the whole hearing?
No. I was in London. I would have been staying up in the middle of the night to watch that thing.
Is there anything that you heard, though?
I watched some of it.
That surprised you?
Not really. Let's be honest. Really, if there's a hearing like that, you'd expect the top 3 guys to be there. You'd expect Jay, you'd expect Keith, and Yasser. You'd expect all those 3 guys. That's who you want to hear in the hearing. Jimmy Dunn and who was the other guy?
Ron Press.
Yeah. Okay, cool. I've talked to Jimmy Dunn 1,000 times. already know. And, you know, he's been a part of the tour for a very short period of time. So it's just kind of one of those things that, you know, that's who we all want to hear from. That's who we're all waiting to hear from. You know, is from the commissioners and the guys, the heads. And once we hear from those guys, then we'll all be able to know what's going on. But it's just too early right now for all of us to know really what's going on.
Some of the tour players seem pretty upset with management, though, that they were kept in
Yeah.
the dark. Are you taking a different tack with live executives?
Well, see, for me, it's hard to really know because you hear one day it's a merger, the next day you hear it's not a merger, then you hear it's a collaboration, then you hear it's everyone's working in parallel, then you hear just, okay, this just ends the lawsuits, or this is now, you know, where, you know, then you also hear people saying that you can play everywhere. I mean, let's be honest. I mean, right whenever I got, you know, I heard about this merger, the next morning I get an email from Keith Waters and Keith Pelley suspending me through Scottish and finding me some more. So, great merger, right? You're still getting suspended and fined. But, yeah, man, that's the thing is, it's hard to feel happy or upset about any of it because we don't know what it is. You know, I mean, until we actually know exactly what the merger or collaboration, whatever it is, means, I mean, there's not really anything, you can't really be upset or happy about it because there is no information. Now, if anyone has that information, I'd love to know, so then I can let you know if I'm happy or upset about it.
Are you wanting to play much in the PGA Tour, DP World Tour?
I mean, I've always wanted to play and keep my European Tour status. I mean, I'm an honorary lifetime member. I take pride in that. And, you know, playing on the PGA Tour, I mean, yeah, of course. I mean, I'd love to play. I mean, the first year live, I would have played the minimum. I already played the minimum on the PGA Tour. I've played every event on live, and I would have played the minimum on the European Tour if I, you know, and so I was that one guy when they said no one can play all three. Well, I did it. Shocker. But I mean, that's the thing. Where I play, who knows, right? If I played PGA Tour Live, if I played European Tour Live, the biggest thing is there should be no reason why, if we've qualified well, we shouldn't be able to. I mean, people say, you know, oh, you can't make your cake and eat it as well, but I mean, how many PGA Tour players go over and play a European Tour event for money? They're getting appearance fees. They're not just showing up to play for competition. They're getting paid to do that. And so, I mean, you know, so it shouldn't matter as long as you play the minimum and do what you're supposed to. You play, and that's fine. You know, if you play the minimum on the European Tour and you earn enough points to, you know, keep your card, you should be able to play. If you play the minimum on the PGA Tour and you have enough FedEx Cup points to keep your card, more power to you. You know, so that's kind of how I look at it. If you've qualified and you've earned your right to play, you should be able to play. Now, sponsor exemptions and everything like that, I mean, I don't expect hand-me-outs. I mean, none of us do. None of us expect a hand-me-out or, you know, a sponsor exemption in here, and you'd be like, oh, well, I should have been able to play there because of a sponsor exemption. No. If you've earned the right to play and you've earned enough points, you've played enough events, there should be no reason why you can't play anywhere.
Thanks, Pat.
Yep. Thanks, guys.
Cheers.
Appreciate it.